Three. Hello, this is Paul in Las Vegas, July 1st, with a sports pick, baseball pick, and a UFC fight pick for today and tonight for the UFC fight. And the baseball game, the scheduled starting time is 1:05 Pacific Standard Time. It is between the Minnesota Twins and the Baltimore Orioles. The Twins have scored 8 runs in their last 2 games, 11 runs in their last 4 games. The Orioles have scored 8 runs in their last 2 games, 19 runs in their last 4 games. And the Twins are the dog in the game. Line's been around plus 115 for the Twins. The Orioles, it's been minus 130 to minus 140 for the Orioles. They are the favorite in the game. The Twins are in first place in the American League Central. They are 41-42 on the year, game below 500. They have a .494 win percentage. They are 18-23 on the road, and they're on the road for this game. They are plus 31 runs on the year, 5-5 in their last 10 games. They won their last game 8-1 against the Orioles. And this is the second game of a 3-game series on a 9-game road trip for the Twins. And that 9-game road trip ends tomorrow in July 2nd. So this is the 8th of the 9 games that they've had on the road, including the one that they'll have tomorrow. And when the Twins have won the first game of a series, they have been 8-3 in the second game of that series this year. So that's a pretty good record to be 8-3 when you've won the first game. The other team's looking to get back at you in the second game. So the Orioles now. The Orioles are in second place in the American League East. They're one of the surprise teams this year. They are 6.5 games behind the Tampa Bay Rays, and they are 48-32 on the year. They have a .600 win percentage, which is the third best in the big leagues. They are 25-17 at home, plus 20 runs on the year, also 5-5 in their last 10 games. They have lost 3 games in a row, and on the second game of the series, this is the second game of the series, I should say, and it's the 8th game out of 9 games in a homestand for the Orioles. And they are 6-3 when they lose the first game of a series and the second game of that series. So they also have a good record in this situation. Now, pitching for the Twins is Bailey Ober. He is 6'9", 260 pounds, 27 years old, from Huntersville, North Carolina. That's where he was born, at least. He went to the College of Charleston. And when he was drafted by the big leagues, he was signed to a $125,000 signing bonus. He has a 4-4 record with a .297 ERA, a 1.02 ratio, 69.7 innings pitched, 66 strikeouts. He has a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, throws a slider, a changeup, and a curve also. This is his 3rd season in the big leagues, and his ERA has gone down each year. So he has been improving. He had a 3.21 ERA last year, a 4.19 ERA the year before. This year, a 2.97 ERA so far. The opposing batting average for hitters against him is .219, which is not very good at all. And away this year, he has had a .259 ERA and a 195 opposing batting average. On day games this year, ERA of 3.40 and an opposing batting average of .221. In June of this year, a 3.38 ERA, and an opposing batting average of 2.34. He has not faced the Orioles before, but better yet, the Orioles have not faced him and seen his pitches yet. His last game, he pitched 6 innings. He got 8 strikeouts in those innings, and his team won the game 6-3. Now, on the other side of the mound is also a young pitcher. His name is Kyle Bradish. I call him Kyle Growing Bradish. If he pronounces it Bradish, I'll just change his nickname to Kyle the Bradisher coming. And he has also been improving. This is his I believe, I'll come back to that as far as how many years he's been in the big leagues. This is either his second or third year. He went to New Mexico State, and in New Mexico State, he had 9 wins at that university with a 2.67 ERA as a junior, 140 strikeouts and 101 innings pitched. That's about 1.4 strikeouts per innings pitched. He has 72 innings pitched this year, 67 strikeouts, 4-3 with a 3.75 ERA, a 1.19 ratio. Now, Minnesota did hit him last year, but he was not pitching as well last year as he's been pitching this year. But they did get 4 earned runs in 4 innings pitched against them. He gave up 6 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. When he was signed by a big league team, he was signed to a $397,500 signing bonus. And that was when he was drafted in 2018 in the 4th round with the 121st pick in the draft. Okay, here it is. His big league debut was at the beginning of 2022. So this is just his second year in the big leagues. And he has a 94.6 mile an hour fastball, which he throws about 44% of the time. He has a slider, which he throws 30% of the time, a curveball, which he throws 12% of the time, and a changeup, which he throws 8% of the time. Also a sinker, which he only throws about 4% of the time. And here it is, his last year ERA, he had a 4.90 ERA. So, and he had 4 wins total for the year last year. He has 4 wins already in the year this year, with his ERA down over 1.2 at almost 1.2 at 3.75. In June, he has a 3.54 ERA, opposing batting average of 221. And in 28 innings pitched in June, he has 31 strikeouts. He pitched 5 games in June, 28 innings pitched, so he almost averaged 6 innings a game. His ERA home is 3.03, where he's held batters to a 2.02 opposing batting average. In the day, he has a 3.47 ERA and has held batters to a 2.12 opposing batting average. So my pick for this game is the under. You have 2 good pitchers here, 2 young up-and-coming pitchers that are pitching very good. They both had outstanding Junes where they were hot, and so that's my pick here, the under. Now the UFC, I also have a pick for. My baseball unders so far this year have gone 5, either 5 or 6-0 with 1 push. So that is probably a better pick in general than my UFC picks have been. But I looked over the UFC. I looked at 5 different fights actually, where I was analyzing them and trying to pick something. And here they have the Saturday night fights again, so they have it right. It's not like last week where they they had the fights very early and messed up as far as not having Saturday night fights. This the card is going to be at the Apex in Las Vegas, the Fight Center there, and it's I believe it's being televised on ESPN. These fights, and there are. I looked at these fights, and there are a lot of Russian fighters fighting in these fights. They have Davs, Navs, and Bavs in these fights. The feature card, they have Abbas Magomedov versus Sean Strickland. There's a fight that I looked at, Grant Dawson versus Damir Ismagulov. That's a Lav there. So you have Dav, Lav, Nav, and Bav in these fights. Grant Dawson, he looks like the more muscular of the two fighters there. But this Ismagulov, he is very fast. Both these fighters look tough. I mean, this Ismagulov is extremely fast. I was at a loss as to which of these guys is going to win that fight. I tried to look at it and analyze it, but you've got two very tough fighters there. You've got two very tough female fighters in the 505 fight between Melissa Gatto and Ariana Lipsky. I started looking at this. There was a different. There had been a different fighter with a name similar to Lipsky. It may have even been the same last name. Who I was hoping was the fighter. So I was going to go on Melissa Gatto, but this Ariana Lipsky is a different person, and she is tough. Both these fighters are tough, so I don't want to mess with that fight either. Melissa Gatto is the heavy favorite in that fight, but boy, is this Ariana Lipsky is tough also. Rinat Fakhretdinov is fighting Kevin Lee, and both these fighters look extremely tough. This Fakhretdinov, they call him the Gladiator, and but just both these fighters are tough. I thought a little bit about Fakhretdinov, but looked some more at Kevin Lee and saw that his nickname was the Motown Sensation and that he was undefeated as a high school wrestler. And so this, again, is another tough fight. Then you have Blagoy Ivanov versus Alexander Romanov. So you have two Navs going against each other there. And I don't know who's going to win that fight. And then you have Nursultan Ruzabov versus Bruno Ferreira. And both these guys look tough. Nursultan Rubov, I was thinking of going with him. And then every fight I looked at the tape of with Bruno Ferreira, he was winning it really fast. And he was winning it so fast I couldn't really tell how good he was. But he must be good. So they call him the Hulk. And he basically has a very intense fighting style and has been beating his opponents very fast. But there is a fight that I have a pick on. The 530 fight, Michael Morales versus Max Griffin. I think there have been other fighters in the UFC with these last names, so that confused me at first. But this Michael Morales, he is 23 years old. He has a 79-inch reach, and he is 14-0. Max Griffin, his opponent, is 37 years old with a 76-inch reach, and he is 19-9. So right there, the statistics are started to look in favor of Michael Morales. And then I did some more research on him, and his parents were both judo black belts. He began training in judo when he was 5. His mom was a judo teacher, so his mother can beat people up. He started wrestling at the age of 10, and he fought amateur at the age of 15. And I wrestled in high school, and I had to wrestle. Started as a junior, and I had to wrestle some of these people who had wrestled since like second grade, and that was pretty tough to go against when they had a much better knowledge of the moves and what they were doing in wrestling. This guy, Michael Morales, when he was 16, he debuted professionally. He lives in Tijuana, Mexico. He also beat a fighter that I researched recently, Adam Fugit, who lost his last fight, but who is just a ferocious fighter. I was scared to pick against him in his last fight, which he lost. But he had an impressive record, a lot of impressive knockouts. He's not a guy I would want to fight. And Adam Fugit's just ferocious, but Michael Morales managed to beat him. And since 2019, Michael Morales has fought 8 fights in the UFC, and not one of them has even gotten to the 3rd round. He has ended them all early with a victory. Now, Max Griffin, on the other hand, he became a pro fighter at the age of 24. He has 3 different black belts. So he's a tough fighter. He is 19-9. One of those black belts is in a cross between Kempo Taekwondo and Kung Fu. Now, since 2019, he has 5 wins, 4 losses, and only 2 of his wins have been early by KO. So we have a person who has 8 wins since 2019, all of them ending early, versus a person who has 9 fights since 2019. He's won 5 of them, lost 4 of them, and only ended 2 of those 5 wins early. So my pick here is for Michael Morales. No surprise there, and that is it. I have please spread the news of this channel around. Thank you for listening this far. Have a great day. Also, I have links to some deals that are available through these links. Investment brokers, they have a deal to get up to $1,000 of their stock, ticker symbol IBKR, for free if you go in with Interactive Brokers with an account meeting their terms. And they have commission-free trades. They allow fractional share trades, so you can start out with low amounts in order to build up your portfolio in the stocks you like, not having to worry about what price the stock is at. That's at too high a price for you to get invested in it. It doesn't matter because you can get fractional shares. You can get ETFs, mutual funds. They also allow you to invest in foreign securities on foreign exchanges, which a lot of the brokerage firms don't have the ability to get you into. There may be a small exchange fee, and they may want you to go in for position sizes of $500, converting it into the foreign currency first. And it's really a great brokerage firm. I have an account there, not having gotten in on any kind of a deal. And have a link to Surge Trader. They have a deal for you to trade with Surge Traders Capital and keep up to 90% of the profits. And it seems like a quick process as far as getting approved to trade with them and to get started there. And I have a link to employer retention credits. If you have employees and did not claim those credits on a tax return, that link there is to specialists at how to file and claim those credits. Also have a link to 4 Patriots. They have food with a 25-year shelf life, which is comforting to have with all the crazy things that could happen in the world. Also have a link to Amazon credit cards. They have a credit card hooked up with Chase Bank, and it's great for online purchases. You can buy things at stores, They have reward points, different reward percentages based on where you spend your money. And when you do make online purchases, it's great because you have a record there of what you got, where you got it. So if you want to get more of it, it's very easy to do. So those links are all in the description and are all available to you. Once again, thank you for listening this far. Please like and subscribe to this channel and have a great day. Thank you.